All right, let's unpack this. Today, we're taking a deep dive into an invisible enemy in the skies.
Yeah, a really critical meteorological thing pilots deal with, often unseen.
Exactly. We're looking at insights from an important analysis by Airbus Safety First. It's called wind shear, an invisible enemy to pilots.
Great source. Very practical.
Right. So our mission here is to cut through the complexity, understand what wind shear is, how it hits aircraft.
And the fascinating ways pilots and tech work together, to keep flights safe.
Exactly. You're about to get a rapid, really vital understanding of a core part of aviation safety. So, okay, first things first. What is wind shear? This analysis breaks it down pretty clearly, doesn't it?
It does. Essentially, wind shear is just a sudden, pretty significant change in wind, speed or direction.
Over a short distance.
Exactly, over a very short distance. Can happen horizontally, think headwind suddenly becoming a tailwind, or vertically, where wind speed changes fast with altitude.
And it's often invisible, hence the enemy part.
That's the kicker.
Yeah.
The report even talks about microbursts, a really intense, localized kind of shear, like a column of air just slamming down from a storm and spreading out fast.
Ooh, sounds nasty. So how does that actually affect a plane? It's got to be more than just a few bumps.
Oh, much more. It messes directly with the plane's aerodynamics. It's lift.
How so?
Well, think about it. A plane needs steady airflow over the wings,
Yes.
right, for lift.
Right.
Now, imagine a sudden downdraft pushes you down or your headwind just vanishes. Poof.
Ugh.
Or worse, becomes a tailwind pushing you from behind.
Ah, okay, I see.
That causes rapid changes in airspeed, altitude, stuff you don't want, especially uncontrolled changes. It can push the aircraft right out of its safe flying envelope.
And I guess that's particularly bad close to the ground, takeoff, landing.
Precisely.
Yeah.
That's when it's most critical. Very little altitude, very little time to react or recover.
So if it's invisible, how do pilots even know it's coming or prepare? This must be where that intense training comes in, learning the signs.
Absolutely. You hit it. Pilot awareness, rigorous training, it's paramount.
Simulators, I imagine.
Oh, yeah. Flight crews go through tons of simulator training. It's incredibly effective because they can safely experience and practice responding to these really extreme conditions. No real risk.
Makes sense.
They learn to spot the subtle cues and, crucially, they practice the exact procedures, their standard operating procedures, SOPs. It's like their rule book for exactly what to do.
Okay, so training is huge, but in the moment, are there specific actions or tools they use right there in the cockpit?
Yes, definitely. Practical steps are key. They use onboard weather radar that can show conditions likely to produce shear.
Ah, predictive in a way.
Sort of. And they're trained to look outside, too.
Yeah.
Environmental cues, like virga, that's rain evaporating before it hits the ground.
Interesting.
Or even those dust rings we mentioned earlier on the ground. Little signs of downdrafts.
Right.
And, crucially, if they encounter shear that feels unsafe, the immediate reaction is often a go-around. Abort the landing or take off, climb away, figure things out.
And what about technology? We're not just relying on the human eye in training here, surely. Seems like tech could give a big edge.
Not at all. The tech is a huge safety layer. The report highlights these advanced onboard warning systems.
Like what?
Well, you've got predictive wind shear systems, PWS. Uses a special radar to scan ahead of the plane. It looks for air density changes, moisture, signs of shear before you fly into it.
Wow, okay. Sees it coming.
Pretty much. And then there are reactive wind shear systems, RWS. These give immediate audio and visual alerts the moment the aircraft actually enters wind shear.
So one warns you it's ahead, the other yells, it's happening, NW.
Exactly. Both are invaluable. They give those vital extra seconds. Turns that invisible threat into something, well, detectable and manageable.
So it really is this blend then. Human skill, intense training, and this pretty sophisticated technology working together.
That's the core of it. Yeah.
It really speaks to that whole proactive safety culture in aviation, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. And this AIRBUS analysis really underscores that. It shows this constant learning environment. Every incident, every near miss, it gets studied. Practices get refined.
Always improving.
Always. It's a powerful example of how the industry tackles these dynamic, often hidden challenges. Safety isn't just a goal. It's this ongoing, evolving thing at every single level. And if we kind of zoom out, connect this to the bigger picture, what's really fascinating is seeing how aviation tackles a challenge like this. Something so dynamic, so hard to see.
Through that mix you mentioned.
Right, that combination, rigorous training, the cutting-edge tech like PWS and RWS, and underpinning it all, that deep culture of safety, constant learning.
Yeah.
This analysis does a great job demystifying a complex hazard,
Yeah.
giving real insights into managing the risks.
Which maybe brings up a question for you, listening.
Hmm.
What other invisible enemies might you be facing? Maybe in your work or just daily life?
Mm.
And what lessons could we maybe take from aviation's really systematic approach? That vigilance, that preparedness. Something to think about.